Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to a very special episode of Hockey on the Spot with Brandon Barenfeld. I'm Brandon Barenfeld. Thank you all for joining me. This is a big milestone for me. This is my 100th episode of Hockey on the Spot. I can't believe we made it this far. Unbelievable. 100 episodes. And I promised to make this one real nice bunch of updates. 10 games last night. So let's get right to it in this 100th episode. Starting with some great news for the New York Rangers and their fans. Rick Nash has been sidelined with a concussion since absorbing a hit to the head from San Jose Sharks defenseman Brad Stewart on October 8th. The good news is, coming out of New York, that Rick Nash is skating and has been symptom-free for 2 days. Nash told reporters that dealing with the brain, you always want to be careful. I'm inching forward here. I'm getting better. This was as of yesterday at 12:25 p.m. Real glad to hear that. And the Rangers really could use him in the lineup. Even though they're doing great as it is, they're starting to score now. But once Rick Nash comes back, they're going to start scoring even more. That's great news for the Rangers. Last night, Anaheim Ducks forward Teemu Selanne joined Nicholas Lidstrom and Jaromir Jagr as the only three European-born skaters to play in 1,400 NHL games. What a milestone for the Finnish Flash. This guy is a Hall of Famer without a doubt. I can't wait until that day comes. Yep. The Florida Panthers have taken Tim Thomas off IR and will started for the game against the Ottawa Senators yesterday afternoon. We'll talk more about that soon. The Colorado Avalanche improved their record to 13-0, matching the best 15-game start in franchise history, also 1994-95. So that's really great news. Something for the NHL player safety to look at. Edmonton Oilers defenseman Anton Belov with a match penalty for a shoulder hit on Philadelphia Flyers forward Claude Giroux targeting the head. So we'll see what Brendan Shanahan has to say about that. More details have come up on Ilya Bryzgalov's one-year deal. It is worth $1.75 million, and he is expected to make his NHL return on Friday night versus the San Jose Sharks. So Oiler fans, hang in there for just a few more games. You're going to have to deal with Devin Dubnyk for a little bit longer. So, good luck. The Toronto Maple Leafs played against the Boston Bruins yesterday for the first time since blowing a late lead in Game 7 of the opening round of the Stanley Cup playoffs last season. The Leafs currently sit tied atop the Atlantic Division with the Tampa Bay Lightning, but the Boston Bruins were just 3 points behind them going into last night. Calgary Flames prospect Brett Kulak and Edmonton Oilers prospect Jackson Hoke, who play for the Vancouver Giants of the Western Hockey League, have each been charged with assault causing bodily harm. Kulak also has a secondary charge for making threats to cause death or bodily harm. The charges stem from a house party on August 18th. Really big news there. Last night, NHL game between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Detroit Red Wings featured the two hottest scoring duos in the league. Tampa Bay Lightning Steven Stamkos and Martin St. Louis were combined for a team 38 points, while the Detroit Red Wings Pavel Datsyuk and Henrik Zetterberg combined for 36 points. That was all going into last night. We'll talk more about that, of course. For the Pittsburgh Penguins, they got great news as forward James Neal returned to the lineup last night after missing 15 games with an upper body injury. Great to see him back in the lineup. Boston Bruins forward Riley Smith has been a great addition to Boston with 11 points in 16 games. He is also the younger brother of Detroit Red Wings defenseman Brendan Smith. New York Islanders forward Thomas Vanek left last night's game versus the Columbus Blue Jackets due to an upper body injury. We'll definitely keep you posted on that one. Another guy who set a career high, who's having a career year, Columbus Blue Jackets forward Ryan Johansson. He's having a breakout year with 11 points in 16 games. He had all of 12 points in 40 games last year. He is becoming a fine NHL player. That is for sure, and that is great to see. That is great to see indeed. The Phoenix Coyotes improved to 8-0-1 at home last night, joining the Anaheim Ducks, who are 7-0-0, as the only teams without a home loss in regulation this season. Meanwhile, the St. Louis Blues 11-2-2, Minnesota Wild 10-4-4, and Colorado Avalanche 13-2-0 have all matched their franchise records for best starts to a season. Congratulations to those three. And that will do it for all the updates. Now, 10 games from last night's action. Let's get right to it, folks. Starting with the Edmonton Oilers and the Philadelphia Flyers in Philly. The Flyers coming up huge with a 4-2 win over the Oilers. For the Oilers, their first game without Ladislav Schmid. And it doesn't go so well. The Flyers coming up big with a 4-2 victory. For the Philadelphia Flyers, their first goal of the game being scored by Jay Rosehill, his first of the season. He's played 9 games. That was his 9th game of the season. He had only 1 goal last season in 11 games. He gets his first of the year, assisted by Mark Streit and Nicholas Grossman. Then Scott Hartnell would get his second of the year, assisted by Mark Streit and Braden Colburn, his first assist of the year. Yes, his first assist of the year. And then, after that, the hockey world Philadelphia finally shook when Claude Giroux finally scores his first goal of the season, ending a long drought, assisted by Jakub Voracek. And then Vincent Lecavalier's 6th of the year would put it away, assisted by Braden Shen and Matt Reed. But how about Claude Giroux, folks? Finally getting his first goal of the season. They've been waiting for that for such a long time. He was a +2 in the game, 4 shots, 2 hits, 1 giveaway. So an overall performance, he was also good performance, 43% on the face-off top. Mark Streit, the only multi-point performer with 2 assists. Jay Rosehill led the team with 7 minutes in penalties. Wayne Simmons had 4. Leading the team in shots was Scott Hartnell with 6. Claude Giroux and Mark Streit each had 4. How about Braden Shen? 6 hits for him to lead the team in that regard. 4 for Zach Ronaldo. So lots of hitting going on for the Philadelphia Flyers. Steve Mason gets the starting goal, and he was very good. 24 saves and 26 shots, a .923 save percentage. So congratulations to him. For the Edmonton Oilers, their 2 goals of the game coming from David Perron, his 3rd of the year on the power play, assisted by Alex Hemsky. And then Taylor Hall would get his 5th of the year, assisted by Sam Gagner and Philip Larson. For Sam Gagner, that's his first assist and point of the year. And for Philip Larson, that's also his first assist of the year. 2nd point of the season. He has a goal on the board this year. So, but man, so there you have it with the Oilers. Luke Gazdic, 7 minutes in penalties. Anton Bailov, he led the game with 12 minutes in penalties as he had that illegal hit on Claude Giroux. For Philip Larson, surprisingly enough, led the team with 6 shots on goal. David Perron was second with 4. Jeff Petrie leading the team with 6 hits, which is remarkable. Devin Dubnyk, another dismal performance for him. 30 saves on 34 shots and .882 save percentage. So Devin Dubnyk showing why Ilya Bryzgalov was signed. Showing why Ilya Bryzgalov was signed indeed. But that's why the Oilers went out and got Bryzgalov. 21. And for Claude Giroux, how about this? Going back to last season, Claude Giroux ends a 21-game goal-scoring drought. His last goal coming April 15, 2013, on the road against the Montreal Canadiens. He had a goal and 2 assists in that game. But Claude Giroux finally getting a monkey off his back. The worst start of his career, for sure. Congratulations to him, and congratulations to the Philadelphia Flyers on a huge win. Next, we have the Florida Panthers and the Ottawa Senators in Ottawa. Tim Thomas returns, and it doesn't go so well. The Sens coming up big with a 3-2 victory on home ice. Ottawa Senators goals being scored by Kyle Turris, his 4th of the year, assisted by Bobby Ryan. Then Mika Zibanejad would get his 4th of the year unassisted. And then Clark MacArthur would score a power play goal for his 3rd of the year, assisted by Erik Karlsson and Kyle Turris. That would be the eventual game-winning goal. So a goal and an assist for Kyle Turris. Big night for him. Zach Smith and Matt Cassian leading the team with 5 penalty minutes. Jason Spezza and Mika Zibanejad leading the team with 5 shots on goal. Erik Karlsson at 4. Hits was a big deal for Ottawa. Leading the way in hits, Colin Greening and Derek Grant both leading the way with 6 hits each. How about Clark MacArthur and Mark Borwiecki each with 4 as well. Robin Leonard getting the start in net and was good with 26 saves and 28 shots and .929 save percentage. He was very good in the game. Congrats to him. For the Florida Panthers, their goals coming from Nick Bjugstad, his 2nd of the year, assisted by Tomas Kopecky, his 1st assist of the season. And then Marcel Gotch would get his 5th of the year, assisted by Matt Gilroy, his 1st assist of the season. He has a goal this season, but Matt Gilroy not living up to his expectations since coming out of college and going to the New York Rangers, that's for sure. Eric Goodbranson led the team and the game with 9 minutes in penalties. Chris Barch had 5. Scotty Upshaw 4. Nick Bjugstad leading the team with 5 shots on goal. And Eric Goodbranson leading the team with 4 hits. Tim Thomas again in his return start, not good. 29 saves on 32 shots and .906 save percentage. Congrats to the Ottawa Senators on a huge game. Next, the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Boston Bruins in Boston. Again, the Bruins and Leafs facing off against each other for the first time since meeting in the playoffs. And the Bruins coming out on top once again by a final score of 3-1. For the Boston Bruins, their goals being scored by Zdeno Chara on the power play, his 3rd of the year, assisted by Jerome McGinley and Torrey Krug. Then after the Leafs tied it up, Patrice Bergeron would score 2 goals, including the game winner, his 4th and 5th of the year, respectively. The first coming on the power play, assisted by Carl Soderberg and Riley Smith, and the second one being an empty netter, assisted by Louis Eriksson and Brad Marchand. So big night for Patrice Bergeron. 2 goals for him. 5 minutes in penalties for Jerome McGinley and Adam McQuaid to lead the team. 6 shots on goal for Jerome McGinley to lead the team. And a lot of guys on this team with 4 shots. Riley Smith, Dougie Hamilton, Zdeno Chara, Patrice Bergeron, and Carl Soderberg and Dennis Seidenberg, each with 4 shots on goal. As far as hits are concerned, Milan Lucic had 4, but leading the team was Dennis Seidenberg with 5. Big hitting night for him. And another big performance by goaltender Tuukka Rask. 33 saves on 34 shots and .971 save percentage. He has been absolutely remarkable. So congratulations to him. For the Toronto Maple Leafs, their only goal of the game coming from Joffrey Lupul, his 8th of the year, assisted by Paul Ranger. Not a good night for the Leafs. 5 minutes in penalties for Fraser McLaren and David Clarkson. to lead the team. James Van Riemsdyk 4. But how about some of the shooting going on? Joffrey Lupul and Jake Gardner. Joffrey Lupul leading the game with 8 shots. Jake Gardner 7 shots. That was second. And they had a shooting gallery. And how about hits? Cody Franson led the team with 6. Dion Phaneuf, Paul Ranger, and Carter Ashton, they each had 5, which is remarkable. And then as far as block shots are concerned, Nikolai Kuhlman led the team with 4. Not a good night for Phil Kessel, however. 4 giveaways, which is not good at all. James Reimer got the starting goal, and he was actually pretty good despite the loss. 31 saves on 33 shots, a .939 save percentage. Congratulations to the Boston Bruins on a huge win. Leafs do not get their revenge yesterday. Next, we got the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Detroit Red Wings. The Lightning coming up huge with a 3-2 win in overtime. So, Steven Stamkos and Martin St. Louis coming on top over Pavel Datsyuk and Henrik Zetterberg. The Red Wings took a 1-0 lead and then tied the game at 2, but ultimately it was the Lightning that came out on top. For the Tampa Bay Lightning, their goals scored by Ryan Malone, his second of the year, assisted by Matthew Carl, and Nate Thompson. Then Steven Stamkos would get his 14th of the year to tie Alexander Steen for the lead in the goal-scoring race. Can Stamkos surpass Steen, or will Alex Ovechkin catch up? But Stamkos getting his 14th of the year, assisted by Victor Hedman. Very close race for the Rocket Richard Trophy right now. In overtime, Teddy Purcell coming up big with his 5th of the year, assisted by Richard Panik. Great game for the Lightning. Especially in the shots category. 6 for Valtteri Filppula. That was another big deal about this matchup. For Valtteri Filppula, his first time playing against the only other team he had ever played for, he led the team with 6 shots on goal. He was determined to score against his former team. It did not happen, unfortunately. For Tyler Johnson, Teddy Purcell, and Steven Stamkos, they each had 4 shots on goal. Nate Thompson leading the team with 4 hits, and Matt Carr leading the team with 4 block shots. Ben Bishop gets the starting goal for this game and was brilliant once again. 25 saves on 27 shots and .926 save percentage. Congratulations to him. For the Detroit Red Wings, their goals of the game, both goals being scored by Henrik Zetterberg, his 9th and 10th of the year, respectively. The first one was unassisted. The second one was assisted by Danny DeKeyser. So 2 goals for Henrik Zetterberg. Shots on goal, Zetterberg also led the team with 6 shots on goal. Really was the only one getting in a lot of shots. Hits, how about Patrick Eaves leading the team with 5 hits? Todd Bertuzzi was second with 4. Jimmy Howard got the start and is coming close to a perfect 500 now. 31 saves on 34 shots, a .912 save percentage. He got the loss, but actually played pretty solid. Congratulations to Steven Stamkos, Marty St. Louis, and the Tampa Bay Lightning, and Val Filppula as well for beating his former mates. Next, we have the Minnesota Wild and the Carolina Hurricanes in Carolina. The Minnesota Wild coming up big with a 3-2 win in a shootout. For the Minnesota Wild, their goals being scored by Jason Pominville. He gets his 11th of the year, assisted by Ryan Suter. And then after Carolina took a 2-1 lead, Justin Fontaine would tie up the game, assisted by Marco Scandella and Jared Spurgeon. And for the Carolina Hurricanes, their goals coming from Ryan Murphy, his 2nd of the year, assisted by Drayson Bowman, his 1st assist of the year. And Justin Peters, the goaltender, he gets an assist on this play, his 1st of the season, and 1st of his career. Then Yuri Tolusti would get his 3rd of the year, assisted by Alexander Semin and Brett Bellamore. Brett Bellamore, his 1st assist and point of the year. Congrats to him. In the shootout, the Minnesota Wild would go with Zach Parise, Mikko Koivu, and Jason Pominville. and the Carolina Hurricanes only had to go with 2. Riley Nash and Chris Terry. So neither of the Stahl brothers, nor Alexander Semin, nor Yuri Talusti would get chances in this shootout. For the Minnesota Wild, all 3 players scoring in the shootout for the Wild. Parise, Koivu, Pominville. Pominville was the shootout winner. For the Carolina Hurricanes, Riley Nash would miss. Chris Terry would score. So, congratulations to the Minnesota Wild on a big win. 5 shots on goal for Kyle Brodziak to lead the team in that regard. Jason Pominville had 4 and block shots. Jonas Brodin and Nate Prozier both had 4. Lead the team. Josh Harding getting the starting goal and was brilliant. 27 saves and 29 shots, a .931 save percentage. Congratulations to him. For the Carolina Hurricanes, Eric Stahl led the team with 4 shots on goal, and Jordan Stahl led the team with 4 hits. Justin Peters actually had a solid performance despite the loss. 28 saves on 30 shots, a .933 save percentage. Was very good up until the shootout. So congratulations to the Minnesota Wild on a huge win. Next, we have the New York Islanders and the Columbus Blue Jackets in Columbus going up against a former teammate of theirs, Blake Como, going up against his former mates. The Islanders getting killed by the Columbus Blue Jackets by the final score of 5-2. Islanders tied the game twice, but then Columbus broke out in the third. Columbus goals being scored by Brandon Dubinsky on the power play, his 4th of the year, assisted by Mark Letestu and Fedor Tutin. Then Ryan Johansson would get his 5th of the year, assisted by Brandon Dubinsky. Then R.J. Umberger would score his 3rd of the year on the power play, assisted by James Wisniewski and Ryan Johansson. That would be the game-winning goal. Next, Cam Atkinson would score his 4th of the year, assisted by Ryan Johansson and Brandon Dubinsky. And then James Wisniewski would score his 2nd of the year via an empty net goal, assisted by the goaltender, Sergei Bobrovsky, his 1st assist of the season. So congrats to him. But how about some of these multi-point performers? Both Brandon Dubinsky and Ryan Johansson leading the way with a goal and 2 assists each. 3 points for each of them, and James Wisniewski a goal and an assist for 2 points. So, unbelievable performance. Cam Atkinson, a +3 in the game. That's unbelievable. And how about the shots? Cam Atkinson leading the way with 6. R.J. Umberger had 4. So, and how about the hitting category? Brandon Dubinsky, 6 hits for him. He was on fire last night. 4 for Blake Como on his former team, even though he didn't get a point. That was 2nd. But Ryan Johansson looks like he's finally breaking out into the player they think he's going to be. Sergei Bobrovsky getting an assist in the game means he's getting the start. 24 saves and 26 shots, a .923 save percentage. Great night for him. Congratulations to him. For the New York Islanders, their only goals of the game coming from Franz Nielsen, his 9th of the year. He continues to have a great season, assisted by Eric Bolton and Andrew McDonald. And then Thomas Hickey getting his 1st goal of the season and 2nd of his NHL career, assisted by John Tavares and Matt Donovan. Travis Hamonic would lead the team with 4 shots on goal. And how about Matt Martin? 8 hits in the game. He led the way in that regard. He had a good game, despite being a -1 and not getting on the board. Evgeny Nabokov continues to be inconsistent. 24 saves on 28 saves, an .857 save percentage, and 2 penalty minutes. Evgeny Nabokov did take a penalty in the game. But for Nabokov, he has been very inconsistent, and the Islanders starting to slip now, as I expected they would. After a great month of October, they're now slipping, and I believe they're now out of playoff positioning. They may need to go out and get a goaltender if this keeps up. Congratulations to the Columbus Blue Jackets, though. Next, we have the Pittsburgh Penguins and the St. Louis Blues in St. Louis. Pens getting James Neal back for this game at long last, but it doesn't help. The Blues' defensive awareness was way too good for the Penguins' offense. 2-1 the final score in favor of the Blues. For the St. Louis Blues, their goals being scored by Ryan Reeves, his second of the year, assisted by Maxime Lapierre, his first assist of the season and first as a Blue, and Alexander Steen. So Steen getting an assist rather than a goal. And then Kevin Shattenkirk would get the game-winning goal in the third period, his first of the season, assisted by Barrett Jackman and Jaden Schwartz. Kevin Shattenkirk already with 11 assists on the season. He is a near definite for Team USA in the 2014 Winter Olympics in Sochi. Congrats to the Blues. Chris Stewart led the team with 10 minutes in penalties. He took a matching 10-minute misconduct in the game with Pittsburgh Penguins forward Tanner Glass. So both of them leading the way with 10 minutes in penalties. Ryan Reeves also with 5 minutes. Shots on goal, Derek Roy and Kevin Shattenkirk both led the way with 5. David Backes and TJ Oshie both had 4. David Backes also leading the team with 4 hits. And how about Jaden Schwartz? 5 takeaways in the game. He took away the puck 5 times. He was really good at controlling the puck last night, and he had an assist. Yaroslav Halak didn't have to face much, but from what he faced, he played really well. 19 saves on 20 shots and .950 save percentage. Congratulations to him and the Blues. For the Pittsburgh Penguins, their only goal of the game coming on the power play, scored by Jussi Jokinen, his 8th of the year, assisted by Evgeny Malkin and James Neal. James Neal, first game back, gets an assist. First point of the season for him. We already talked about Tanner Glass, 10 minutes in penalties to match Chris Stewart. Derek Engelland had 7 minutes in penalties. That was second. Shots on goal, Jussi Jokinen leading the team with 4. Chris Kunitz and Tanner Glass both leading the way with 4 hits. Marc-Andre Fleury may have been the best player on the ice for the Pittsburgh Penguins despite the loss. 30 saves on 32 shots and .938 save percentage. So he was good, but not good enough for the Pens to win. And Sidney Crosby did not get a point. He had 2 shots, 2 penalty minutes, 1 hit. So not a good night for Sidney Crosby. Congrats to the St. Louis Blues. Next, we have the Chicago Blackhawks and the Dallas Stars in Dallas. The Hawks coming up huge, blowing the competition away with a 5-2 victory. The Stars had both a 1-0 and 2-1 lead in the game. The Hawks, though, broke out after that. For the Chicago Blackhawks, their goals being scored by Marian Hossa, who had 2 goals in the game. This one was his 7th of the year, assisted by Jonathan Toews and Patrick Sharp. Then Jonathan Toews would get his 9th of the year to tie the game at 2, assisted by Patrick Kane and Patrick Sharp. Then on the power play, Patrick Kane would score the eventual game-winning goal for his 10th of the year, assisted by Andrew Shaw and Patrick Sharp. Then Marian Hossa would get his 2nd of the game, his 8th of the year, assisted by Patrick Sharp and Johnny Oduya. And then Nicholas Hjalmarsson would score his 2nd of the season, assisted by Johnny Oduya, via a short-handed empty net goal. Both a short-handed goal and an empty netter for Nicholas Hjalmarsson's 2nd of the year, assisted by Johnny Oduya. How about Patrick Sharp? 4 assists in the game. He didn't score a goal, but he had 4 assists in the game. That's 4 points. He had a great night. Jonathan Toews a goal and an assist for 2 points. Johnny Oduya 2 assists. Marian Hossa 2 goals, and Patrick Kane a goal and an assist. So everyone else had 2 points. 4 penalty minutes for Marcus Kruger to lead the team. Marian Hossa leading the team with 6 shots on goal. Brandon Bollig leading the team with 4 hits. And those are all the standout statistics. Corey Crawford, brilliant performance in net. 31 saves on 33 shots and .939 save percentage. Good job by him, and he had a great game. For the Dallas Stars, their goals coming from Cody Eakin, his 5th of the year, assisted by Sean Horkoff and Trevor Daley. That made it 1-0, and then Tyler Sagan would make it 2-1 with his 7th of the year, assisted by Jamie Benn. How about Cody Eakin also led the way with 7 shots on goal. He had one of his best games of his career, probably. Jamie Benn was second with 5, and tied for third, Alex Goligoski and Tyler Sagan. They both had 4. And then Alex Goligoski led the way with 4 blocked shots. A lot of giveaways by the Dallas Stars last night. 3 for Brendan Dillon, 3 for Ray Whitney, and 3 for Alex Goligoski. Not a good night for them as far as keep maintaining possession of the puck. Kari Lehtinen, not a good night for him. 26 saves on 30 shots and .867 save percentage. Congratulations to the Chicago Blackhawks on a humongous win, and well-deserved. Next we have the Washington Capitals and the Phoenix Coyotes in Phoenix. The Yotes take a 1-0 lead in the game, then fall 3-1. They're losing 3-1 in the game. They come back to tie it up and then win in a shootout. Congratulations to the Yotes. What an effort. For the Phoenix Coyotes, their goals coming from Shane Doan, who had 2 in the game, both of his goals coming on the power play. This one was his 7th of the year, assisted by Martin Hansel and Keith Yandel. Then, Lori Korpikoski would score a backhander while falling down, his 2nd of the year, assisted by Antoine Vermette and David Schlemko. And then Shane Doan would get his 2nd of the game, his 8th of the season, on the power play, assisted by Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Keith Yandel. For the Washington Capitals, their power play was very good as well. The first 2 goals came on the power play. The first one scored by Troy Brouwer, his 5th of the year, assisted by Mike Green and Michael Neuwirth. He gets his first assist of the game. So goaltenders getting involved last night. Then John Carlson would get his 3rd of the year on the power play, assisted by Marcus Johansson and Alex Ovechkin. And then Joe Ward would get his 7th of the year at even strength, assisted by Michael Latta and Jason Chimera. In the shootout, the Phoenix Coyotes went with Antoine Vermette and Michael Bodker. Washington Capitals would go with Mikhail Grabowski and Alex Ovechkin. The Coyotes score on both of their opportunities. The Capitals do not. So Antoine Vermette and Michael Bodker scoring in the shootout, while Mikhail Grabowski and Alex Ovechkin do not. Congrats to the Yotes. Kyle Chipchura led the team. Michael Bodker led the team with 6 minutes in penalties. Kyle Chipchura had 5, and Lori Korpikoski had 4. Shane Doan, the only multi-point performer for the Yotes, 2 goals. And as far as shots on goal, Coyotes had pretty much all the same guys getting the shooting done. Mike Ribeiro and Oliver Ekman-Larsson led the team with 6 each. Shane Doan and Keith Yandel both had 5. My gosh. How about hits? How about Lori Korpikoski? 7 hits in the game to lead the team. 4 for Shane Doan and 4 for Michael Stone, which tied for 2nd. Block shots, David Schlemko led the team with 4. And Mike Smith had another good performance. 29 saves on 32 shots and .906 save percentage. Congrats to him. For the Washington Capitals, Aaron Volpatti led the team with 5 penalty minutes. Troy Brouwer had 4. Shots on goal, Nicholas Backstrom, Joe Ward, and Mike Green each led the team with 4. Only 3 for Alexander the Great. However, Ovechkin did lead the team with 4 hits. So that's good for him. Michael Neuwirth, again, he had an assist in the game. He also made 32 saves on 35 shots and .914 save percentage. So he was good up until the shootout. And Mike Smith, by the way, also had 2 penalty minutes, so he got a penalty in the game. So congratulations, though, to the Phoenix Coyotes on the great comeback victory by them. And last but certainly not least, we have the Vancouver Canucks and the Los Angeles Kings in LA. Canucks coming off a huge win over the San Jose Sharks, ending a 9-game losing streak to the Sharks, and to the Sharks only. First of a back-to-back, they play the Anaheim Ducks tonight. They do not come up big by any stretch against the LA Kings. The Kings destroying the competition, winning on home ice by a final score of 5-1. For the LA Kings, their goals being scored by Jordan Nolan, his third of the year, assisted by Lyndon Vay and Alec Martinez. For Alec Martinez, his first assist of the season, and congrats for Lyndon Vay. That's not only his first assist of the season and point of the season, that's his first NHL point. Congrats to Lyndon Vay. Oh yeah, and Alec Martinez's assist was his first point of the season. Next, Tyler Toffoli would score his first of the year and the first of two in the game, assisted by Drew Doughty and Mike Richards. Then Mike Richards would by the way, would be the game-winning goal. Then Mike Richards would get his fifth of the year, assisted by Dwight King, his first assist of the season. And Tyler Toffoli, who had an unbelievable game. Then Justin Williams would get his sixth of the year, assisted by Andrei Kopitar and Slava Voinov. And then Tyler Toffoli's second of the game would be scored, assisted by Mike Richards and Dwight King, his second assist of the season and the game. Congratulations there. Jordan Nolan led the team with 5 minutes in penalties. He got into a fight. And Mike Richards, a great game, a goal and 2 assists, 3 points, plus 3. Tyler Toffoli, 2 goals and 1 assist, 3 points, plus 3. And Dwight King, 2 assists. So, congratulations to them. Mike Richards, Justin Williams, and Tyler Toffoli each led the way with 4 shots on goal. As far as hits are concerned, Dustin Brown, 7 hits in the game. That's what he does best, showing why he's the captain. Robin Regier had 4. That was second on the team. Jonathan Quick got the starting goal. Tremendous performance by him. 25 saves on 26 shots, a .962 save percentage. So a great performance by him. For the Vancouver Canucks, their only goal of the game being scored by Dan Hamhuis, his 4th of the year, assisted by Kevin Bieksa and Ryan Kessler. So the Sedin twins do not get up on the board. Alexander Edler, terrible performance for him, a -3. That was a team worst. Tom Sestito, team leading and game leading, 9 minutes in penalties. Chris Higgins would lead the team with 6 shots on goal. Got nothing in. Second on the team was Daniel Sedin with 4. As far as hits are concerned, Tom Sestito led the team with 6. And Kevin Bieksa was second with 5. So not a good night, though, for anywhere else for the Vancouver Canucks. As far as the goaltending goes, Roberto Luongo got the start in goal. Not a good start for him, and not a good game. Just 14 saves on just 18 shots, a .778 save percentage. After letting up 4 goals, Roberto Luongo gets yanked. Eddie Lack, the backup goaltender, comes in, and he does better, but doesn't really help the cause. 13 saves on 14 shots, a .929 save percentage. So he does let up Tyler Toffoli's second of the game. But congratulations, though, to the Los Angeles Kings on a huge win over John Tortorella and the Vancouver Canucks. And that is all the game action from last night. And now, only one thing left to do, folks. We now go to this day in hockey history from November 10th, and a very special moment for my 100th episode. In 1963, Terry Sawchuk of the Detroit Red Wings at the time recorded his 94th career shutout, and tied George Hainsworth as the Detroit Red Wings won 3-0 over the Montreal Canadiens in Detroit. Terry Sawchuk, a 4-time Stanley Cup winner and member of the NHL's Hockey Hall of Fame, held the record for shutouts in the NHL until 2009, when the record was taken by New Jersey Devils goaltender Martin Brodeur. And that is your moment. That is your NHL. That is your hockey history moment for the day. And now, before we call this an episode, just checking any more updates. No more updates for today. So with that being said, thank you guys for joining me for this very special episode. I had a blast doing this one. And I'm just really excited that I now have accomplished 100 episodes of this show. You know, guys do not know how much this means to me. So, until tomorrow, guys, Thank you for watching episode 100 of Hockey on the Spot. This has been Hockey on the Spot with Brandon Barenfeld. I am Brandon Barenfeld. I will see you guys again tomorrow. Thank you and have a great day.